I can't do the yell.
Ah.
Okay, in the last session, your group, having been separated from the others, fell down beneath the pyramid a couple hundred yards before you splashed down to water, taking some damage, but not knocking you unconscious, except for Robert, I believe. You all were then pulled down through the water by a subtle undercurrent or down current into a drainage tube of some kind, a natural irrigation tunnel that was carved through to give the water a place to escape from. You all managed to hold your breath, although barely, as you were pulled through twists and turns of these tunnels, this unforeseen, without seeming end, tunnel network or drain network that was running far beneath the pyramid. Eventually, you were thrust out into the open air of the split, to which you fell down into the long, winding river, the cold, salt water splashing upon you. At this point in time, Cosmina was knocked out from the impact of the water, unable to hold her breath. And as Yuri made his way to shore, Drew and Jaleel swam back out to where Cosmina was and helped pull her out of the still moving but less harsh moving water before she was pulled further away. You all got back to land and decided to set up camp for the evening. You weren't sure exactly where you were. All you knew is that it was going to be nighttime within a few hours, and you should probably find some dry land to rest your clothes, set up possibly a fire, and eat and drink to recover for the evening. After a brief conversation between Jaleel and Yuri about what they believed the pyramid and the culture of sun worshippers was really about, a breakthrough was achieved from the use of Jaleel's artifact, to which he deciphered that perhaps this culture that was here, the reason why they're not here anymore is that whatever tragedy befell their civilization, when they chose to migrate from their home, they chose to leave their culture and history buried alongside the pyramid and any other artifacts that may have been out there, and that those people may have become the modern Mosens of today, but whatever they had believed in or held dear in the past was left in the past, and that is why it is not prevalent or known in the modern age. And after that brief discussion, you all went to bed. Jaleel led Robert out to dry with some berries and to recover, but Jaleel, being technically the most injured at the time, found himself still quite cold and shivering just from the general fatigue and injury and faint dampness still that was surrounding him, until suddenly he was not cold anymore. He felt a warmth blanketing him, and when he awoke the next morning, found himself wrapped in a thermal blanket with a man in his... Let me get his exact age real quick. With a man in his... early to mid 50s or so, sitting, watching over the camp. He introduced himself as Diva Arashi, a Mosin nomad who was down in the dunes gathering resources, who had came across your group while you were resting, saw how injured you all looked, and decided to stay the evening to make sure none of you died in your sleep. Noticing Jaleel was the coldest, he gave up a thermal blanket and then offered you all breakfast. You ate and spoke about what you discovered with Diva, who seemed very perturbed and upset that you had gone there of your own volition and that you had uncovered anything at all, seeing as he was told by his predecessors, his grandparents, and anyone that came from before them, that anything involving the old civilization, the old world, those people, is wrong. It is cursed, and it'll doom the modern day if whatever ruined them happens to the present day again. He doesn't know what it meant exactly, but he as all Mosens do, he respects and trusts the word of the elders, and they said that none should uncover anything involving that old civilization and that you guys should let it remain buried before revealing to you all he had a necklace made of one of those same glass and gold coins that was found inside the pyramid. And he said this was an heirloom passed down through his village, or through his group, his nomadic group, for generations, and it was finally given unto him. And that he now goes through Eremos unintentionally seeking people, but if he does come across people, steering them away from anything that might guide them to the pyramid or that sun-worshipping civilization. But he said that if your group was so intent on knowing, as you all seem to be from just the brief discussion, then he would not stop you, but you should at least know possibly more. He knows of a place in the split along the way back to Petrita that might give you guys some more insight onto what you might be getting into. And so he began to walk, saying he'd offer you all some of his supplies and his assistance in keeping you alive down here while guiding you back to Petrita. And you all began the long trek southward, following behind the nomad Diva Arashi, who some of you called the Lisi Lagaib, the Muad'Dib. And as we pick up, it is, as I said at Direct Con, it is indeed a 9-day walk, not a 2-day walk. It is a 9-day walk before you arrive at this first location he wishes to take you to, which is at this location actually, but you're already there on the map, but it's a 9-day walk to get down to this point.
Feet hurt.
Is there any discussions you wish to have on the road, or I guess on the path at this point in time, as I will now turn the music on?
I might ask him the Diva
Arashi.
Diva Arashi. I might just ask him questions while we're walking about the geology of the split.
I'll put it in chat. There you go.
Just making conversation, you know.
He would tell you, just from his time traversing it, that most of what you see is what you get. The split is, of course, he would tell you from his estimates, about 2 miles or so, maybe a little bit more, miles deep from the actual surface. He'd tell you that the waters that flow are flowing from north to south from the primal coasts downward, that they seem to have the higher incline in that portion of the area as opposed to anywhere further south of it. He'd tell you that it is because of course, the fish that are now flowing through the river, that there have become, there are predators down here like the canyon lions that usually tend to avoid most things. They're not big. I mean, when I say lions, mountain lions are big, but they're not like lions. They are mountain lion size, so still big cats, but they won't go out of their way to hunt down able-bodied people, at least. Especially not ones in groups, he'd tell you, which is why he also kind of stuck around you guys while you were sleeping, because had there been any canyon lions stalking your group in the evening, they might have tried to do something. He would also tell you, just overall, that there's only, one way out of the split, and it is the bridge down here. Other than that, you have to climb yourself down using the rocks. You can climb, of course, as well if you're a proficient climber, but he would tell you that the only safe way to get out is by the bridge, because there's a ladder there used for maintenance. And the one to the north, while it does have maintenance done on it, is less of a mainstream one because there's no actual road there. But beyond that, just the general geology of it, he'd say that most plants down here are plants you find in any desert. You've got cacti, you've got bramble type bushes with few flowering plants on them. Most of the creatures are small game. The only medium-sized game would be those glider monkeys that usually stay higher up in the split walls and glide from platform to platform to gather fruits from some of the higher up plants that get more access to the sun. And that's what he would tell you. Anyone else wish to speak with Diva Arashi or anyone else out?
I'm just shaken from the whole thing, so I'm probably pretty quiet.
Okay. He would see you drinking a tonic, Julio, and go, You're a drinker of tonics as well, I see.
Of course. Yes, I find it's soothes the mind at times of stress and can elevate my thought when I'm rested. Would you like some? I offer him.
He puts a hand up to stop you and kind of reaches like a side like little satchel. He's got like a backpack on and like also like a hip satchel, like a bunch of pouches and bags on him. Reaching inside a side pouch and pull like a handful of bottles out of different kind of like colors. I carry my own tonics, or not just tonics, but tonics and medicines that I've. There's a passed down medical practice, an ancestral medical practice that my group, my people used to abide by, that allowed you to keep a sort of physical fitness and health through certain ingestions of specific quantities of types at certain hours and days. So if you're interested in this, of course, I could teach you, but most tonics are only. I'm gonna tell you the recipes. They are, of course. But he will detail to you. There are, of course, possible medicines in Gaspiage that you could buy in Patrita if you got back that could garner the same benefits. But most of what he tells you about are herbs and plants that you have to find while traversing Eremos to gather them to make these sort of medicines and tonics. And he appears to have his own, like, it's not a lot, but his own, like, small brewing kit in his pack that he will show to you briefly as you're walking.
I would intently, like, pay very close attention to that.
In that case, roll me an intelligence check to see what you can retain from this. And if it is enough information, there's a possibility you could possibly make your own recreation of something similar.
Okay.
5. I'll say just from.
I might use a will pool. We're not doing anything else.
Yeah, we got 9 days. Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
69, nice. Okay. So that's 70, 75, 79. With that, I think it's a pretty great skill. With 79, you'd not be able to make the exact same concoction of mixtures, but you kind of understand the principle behind it. And you can kind of get this cycling of almost like this different intake of nutrients and mental and physical stimulants that he seems to be taking. That even now, without him taking any doses while he's walking, you can see the effect. He, again, early to mid 50s, but he's keeping up pace with like people like you and Cosmino when it comes to like walking and hiking. This might be true to him being a, experienced nomad or, Mosin traveler across the lands. But he seems to be in a very healthy physical body, like at least half the age of what he actually is.
That's awesome. I'd ask him about the flowers in that we pass. Yeah, I know you can't tell me of the recipes, but is there something you look for in the local plants? A type of flower, a type of leaf, bitter, sweet?
You look mainly for the plants that have an influence on more than just one ecology is what I find to be the best ones. The ones that benefit two different types of habitat. If you find a moss or an algae that grows both on rock but into water as well, you find it has a synergy between the two. So you try to find things that synergize well with more than just one aspect of the world as a whole, and from there you just, and I cannot tell you the exact thing to do, but find the plants that synergize, find out if they are, of course, safe to eat or ingest first, and then find out just to try and error what they can give you, what you feel from ingesting. A lot of this is learned from my ancestors, but some of it I've learned myself just from traveling. But you truly want to find things that you believe, that you have studied well. Don't do this half-heartedly. Which is why, if you're already taking tonics, you're already a quarter of the way there. You just need to understand how tonics themselves work as a substance, and find out how other plants and things may create a similar effect.
There is, to me it seems, and I grew up outside of Patrida. There's Petrida, right? Where the bazaar was. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
There is wisdom in observation. That kind of observation that pays attention to the natural flows. I appreciate that. You've brought my attention closer to it.
Nod his head. Give you a smile. Look over to Cosmino, who has not said a word this entire walk almost. Because Char was here last session. What are you doing, Cosmina? Oh, she's at BRB. This man.
Inescapable.
He'll look to you then, Yuri. And what do you hope to accomplish by your journey here? I can definitely tell you are from, not from Ermos. From Guspiage, obviously.
I have come here following a man known as Vincent Rowan.
Cannot say I've heard of this person. Would he led you somewhere dangerous? You're lucky to be alive.
It is business that I have signed up for. I have discovered some things that make me uncomfortable. I'd like answers.
Where we are going might provide you some, but I don't think there will ever be peace of mind in a civilization that is gone. There's always going to be a feeling of loss or something that we will never know about anymore. Like knowing there's a book that could tell you about everything your grandparents used to do, but the book was burned. It was there, but it is not anymore. And you'll never know what the book entailed. Just that some people may have read it, and there might be things passed on from those people and those things now.
Yes, but I am trying to find answers about the moon.
I'll look up. I mean, the clock isn't accurate right now because this is during the 9-day walk. I'll look up. There are many secrets about the stars in the sky above us, but what is it called? The astrology? What is it called? The study of the stars.
Astrology.
Yes, the study of the stars. No, it is not a thing that many Mosans do, but there is definitely wisdom in the stars. It is a belief that many Mosans have carried even today. I mean, what the Dao have left to Guspiage now to pursue these thoughts, but the moon is, in my mind, just another star up there that may or may not have wisdom to be gained just from its existence. It controls the tides. There's light in it. I do not know, but I can see why you wish to learn these things. I myself do not wish to know what you have seen to an extent that has caused you to be disturbed like this, but I understand why you wish to understand these things.
Yes.
This
Hopefully we are able to find Rowan. I believe he was also in the same place that we were.
if they survived wherever you came from, the only place people can go in Aramos if they want to survive for long is Patrida. They will go there. Because there is no, unless you are a nomad or with a group of nomads, there is no survival for the average person in the dunes, in the sands. I see that mouse moving, Shar. I see that mouse moving. Don't hold it still now.
Could be a cat?
I don't think she has a cat. Cosmina, what are you saying to the man? You haven't said a single word in his mind in like a full day now. Because you weren't here last session. Also, you're fucked up, Shar. Like, Cosmina is fucked up.
Yeah.
Yup. Oh, hell.
Damn, that sucks. And we're still walking for like 90 days? Did I catch that right?
No, not 99!
Yeah.
9 days!
9. Yeah. I just can't hear.
Oh, this is
That's
important.
me.
This is actually very important, Shar. From listening to the last VOD, would Cosmina have listened to what Vincent was saying when he said to trust in the madness, or would you have chose to roll the wisdom save?
I think that she came all this way to try and like solve a mystery, and I think that she wouldn't. I think that she would do anything to find out what was happening.
Okay. In that case, Cosmina is also no longer sane. You would be at the very baseline. You are now disturbed because it is by choosing to fail the wisdom save. It is 2 automatic sanity failures. So Cosmina is now disturbed.
Sick.
I would ask Naomi as well whenever she gets back, but she's of course is MIA, so we'll get her answer later. But everyone, I think, the people that chose to roll against this were, I know it was Jaleel, Alexandra, Lucy, and Marlon listened. Did Drew? I think Drew chose to roll against it as well. Actually, yeah, Drew also chose to roll against it. The only people that chose to not to make the wisdom sanity check were Drew and Jaleel.
Gang.
That's crazy.
Wait, even Alexia?
Alexia chose to fail the wisdom check. Yeah.
Did Robert?
You want you want me to choose for your squirrel? I'll choose for your damn squirrel. I'll make his fucking head explode.
No.
Your squirrel
Last thing
definitely
we need
didn't
is a
understand a damn. I mean, your squirrel didn't understand a damn thing that was going on in that room.
Yeah.
He was lucky to be alive at that point. He didn't know what the fuck was going on.
I missed the park. Why?
Why'd you take me from a civilized suburban neighborhood and bring me here? What is this?
Please, my oddly benevolent God, could you bring me back home?
Like you flew me across the seas, and for what? For my death? What an odd
lands that my ancestors dreamed of. For what?
If this is just one long funeral, then let my eulogy be written and give me rest.
Epic one shot crazy.
An entire one shot where you play as a bunch of squirrels that got stuck in the cargo hold of the sky cart and are brought to Eremos.
Whoa, that go hard. Not gonna
That would go
lie.
really hard.
Lighthearted one shot in this accursed world. In that case, I forget. Did... I remember you asked Jaleel, you asked Yuri what he heard from Vincent, right? And I know here I told you. Here I told you.
Yeah. I lost all my notes from last session, but it wasn't too many. Some of them saved.
That's odd. Sorry about that. Newfound
No,
stuff
I
has
think it's
been...
my bad. I think I just
bugging well.
didn't save it before closing the
Oh,
window.
that happens as well.
Yeah.
Regardless, there's no further conversation. 9 days, of course, do pass down in the split. Hiking south has slowly been taking a toll on your body and mind. It's tiring, and worst of all, it's hot. Rounding a slight outcropping of rock, an opening comes into view against the eastern wall of the split, only a few dozen yards away. Diva will point ahead and go, "That is the location we are going to stop into. I have come across it a few times, and I often frequent it just as a source of shelter when I have a chance to. But I do not stay for long." And you will see why. He continues to lead you forward. And as you get there, you find a cave entrance. It is jagged and just low enough that if you are above 6 feet tall, you need to hunch down to enter. But there's a cave before you all. Diva will remain at the entrance and say, "If you all wish to enter, you are free to enter. I have been here many times, so I will wait outside."
You,
It's just a
yeah. Is
I mean-
it safe in there?
Yes, it is safe in there. There's the things you want to see in the cave. It may help you.
Oh,
And Jaleel, roll me either intelligence or wisdom. Because all of you see only a few dozen feet in the cave. There appears to be faint, like, writing against the flooring of it, almost etched into the stone of the floor. And Jaleel, you'd reckon this writing to be the same as you saw within the pyramid and across the bridge as the writing from whoever that open sarcophagus belonged to, who you guys believe may be the explorer that was referenced in history.
traveler?
Yes. Well, for you from Eremos, their name is Lutalika, which is translates to the first explorer, of course. But it is relatively this. It is the same person in both places.
Jalil would get excited. I'd look at Diva quickly and then look at everybody else. This writing, it's the same as the temple. Then start to walk closer towards it, walking in.
Anyone else heading inside?
I will cautiously, and Jalil's going, and I trust Jalil.
Okay.
yeah, I'll head inside.
You head inside. You arrive at the writing, Jaleel, and stop. And of course, I'll say this is translated to everyone as you read it. Oddly enough, for the two of you, you can kind of like make out words, like hear certain words that you can possibly decipher, but not entirely. It's like having heard Spanish a number of times and knowing certain words in Spanish now, but not actually what they mean. You just think you heard them before. But these aren't like words you've heard before. It's odd. You've never actually heard any of this tongue being read out, but as Jaleel reads it, and I will translate it now, they put it in chat, there is some understanding as to what is being said, even though you can't speak the language yourselves. Read Jaleel as you translate it. "I go now to try and restore the light. For the hope of tomorrow, I forsake my today. I carve unto me your story. May you find life in a wandering soul bereft of it." As you pass through the cave threshold, all of you, there's an immediate slight chill that washes over you. The interior is, and this is of course subjective, but far colder than any other location you've encountered in Eremos. You, ever so faintly, can see your breath on occasion, only a few yards past the entrance. The cave extends back about 30 feet before expanding into a chamber with a single cubby-sized crawl space on the leftmost wall. The walls themselves, you guys walk further in, are covered in scrawlings and cave drawings, all in varied styles, all with varied stencils and calligraphy, yet all of them tell the same story, one that is laid out chronologically. And they are arrayed from the walls. They cover the walls like from left of entrance to all the way around to the right of the entrance, like across the entirety of the interior of the cave wall is where they cover all of it. Large depictions and drawings.
Is it light enough to see pretty good without like a torch or something?
It faintly enough.
might-
There's enough light to faintly read. It's not pitch black. Towards the furthest back wall, it's a lot darker, like to the point where you can barely see the wall. But the side walls, like left and right, have illumination for the most part.
Try and decipher what's going on. I look back to see who's following. Can you guys believe this? 2 incredible finds in 1 trip. By chance. As I look closer, try and make sense of the drawings and the writings. And the same writing as the entrance.
No,
The same. Different.
all of them
not
are different.
Moses.
These no right here. These are drawings.
Oh, okay.
I believe
But
Yuri,
it's
you're
like oral story.
Yuri, and are you there too, Cosmina?
Yeah, I'm there.
Damn, y'all just let my boy Jalil hang, and he was talking to y'all. Y'all didn't say a damn word to him. He's like, can you believe this?
Shocking.
He's like, can you believe this, guys? No one replies. Wow.
The guy's just a step away.
What is all this?
Seems some type of pictorial story. Eva said he's been in here before, and maybe it's passed on old Mosin tales to help bridge the understanding, the gap between where they were and who they are.
Looking around, is there any way that I could like try to decipher what the pictures are saying?
Easily, very easily done. Both of you can do so. What about you, Yuri? Are you trying to decipher this as well, or what are you doing at this current moment?
I would start deciphering and trying to find. I would specifically be going after anything that had to do with celestial bodies, specifically like the sun and the moon.
So where do you guys wish to start? On the right side or the left side? Because this is, of course, a story.
I would start Mosin, whichever way Mosin the language is
Oh,
written.
you lucky fucking dog! It is right. It is right to left. It is right to left. Yes, you motherfucker! I was hoping someone read it backwards. I was hoping someone read it back. It's only 2 directions to read. You don't have to read it up to like top to bottom. Is that how we do it?
It's a lot harder backwards, honestly. I'll read it backwards.
Okay.
Larry doesn't get it.
So
I'll read it right to left.
So you watch as Kazumina and Jalil go to the right side, and you walk to the left side, splitting off your groups to read different sides of this cave depictions.
Now you have to read them at the same time.
Man, they read fast.
I will say, Yuri, I will read the left wall to you, Yuri, but you would get understanding from this point that this looks to be the end of the depictions. But you do see on the left wall, Yuri, it shows what looks to be hundreds of people in a cave, frantically searching for somewhere to escape, as it looks to be like cracks or something encroach upon the cave entrance. The world outside is a dark chalk black beyond the cave entrance.
Alright.
But it does look to be the end. And of course, I will paste all of these in the notes section for you guys. Well, I'll paste them after they finish and get the full thing in chronological order. The right wall, at the same way as you're reading those, the right wall depicts people living around a large pyramid. Small communities of buildings and tents surrounding it, very akin to what a city may have looked like in the distant past. Overhead, the sun rays shine down upon crops. People bow and worship the sun, the pyramid catching its light like a bloomed flower. I'll paste this one in there as the first piece. What about you? Are you heading to the right side, or are you going to continue along the left wall? So I'm gonna go back and forth between the two sides otherwise.
I'll just keep reading it wrong.
Okay. Moving to the left middle, Yuri. The sun is blanketed in darkness, an eclipse of the moon blocking out the light. People cower in the split. It looks like the split, like the Casimir Inn. People are cowering in the split away from the night, rushing toward a cave to escape those same cracks in the ground. Looks to be possibly like snow or ice that is on the ground around them. Escaping the fate of people that look to be freezing where they once stood. On the other side, on the right middle, the night comes, and the moon is overhead. Something very jarring that both you and Cosmina would see, Jaleel, is that the moon overhead as the night comes is a whole moon, unfragmented.
Have you ever seen something like this before?
Not exactly like this, but I don't know. Have I ever seen any like cave?
No.
Not like this. Not.
I've never seen a
This
cave
wouldn't be normal.
No, you've never seen it. How old are you? I'm 4. You have to be the youngest person. It's like that. Have you seen a cave? No. You have never seen cave drawings. I mean, you've seen. I mean, it's not
Probably
cave drawings.
stuff.
There aren't many caves actually in the Eremos because there aren't many mountains or places where their caves could be.
Minnesota.
Huh?
Especially not any that depict the title of the game is very literal for the moon,
Yeah.
of course. And then they ever depicted
Moon currently
the
fractured.
moon. The moon is currently fractured, which Jay did not know apparently until last session.
They should have played.
Jay's like, the moon's fractured. I thought that was like a joke. I thought it was like just a meme that didn't have any purpose. I'm like, no.
He looks up one day, his reality is shattered, he drops to his knees.
Oh.
The moon's fractured?
However, continuing over the same drawing, everyone sleeps peacefully. The pyramid now glows like a beacon in the darkness, bathing all in its warmth, despite the lack of sunlight. And I'll paste that one there. Actually, you know what? Should I put this in the group 1 notes section? For you guys keep your own little private stuff?
Yeah.
I'll do that.
I didn't see no cave.
Yeah, I'll do that. Let me do that first. Let me do that.
No cave for them.
Yeah, they didn't see this.
Had to be there, bro.
Group 1 notes.
Knowledge. You ever seen a cave?
Nah. Can't say I have.
We're here.
There you goes. There you guys go, right there. Yeah, they're all in there now.
Yeah.
Going back to Yuri. Well, actually. No, yeah, going to Yuri.
No, not yet.
Huh?
Oh, okay.
I thought it'd be like a meet cute, like bump into Yuri. He's gonna drop some
What?
textbooks.
You know what? I will do that. We will do that.
Hey, wait, the rest of this reality you create is a little weird.
We'll go to them first. Shut up. We'll go to them first. Shut up. Jaleel and Cosmina, moving closer to the middle. People from the outside of the city come to the pyramid, bringing goods of lumber, pelts, and gemstones. The people of the pyramid speak with them openly and welcome them into their city.
Come from outside the city, huh?
Yep, like travelers
Outsiders?
bringing goods in. Silence. You guys both meet in the middle. No, wait. I was wrong. Yuri.
Yeah, count your segments a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I haven't. I have one that I crossed out here in red that I have to edit later to see if I want to keep it or not. So I just keep misreading that as another like bullet point that I keep going down. Like, oh, that's the wrong one. Yuri, moving closer from the left towards the middle. Tides in the ocean rise, and a split forms in the land where the pyramid rests. The pyramid sinks into the ground, half of the population sinking with it while others flee.
Okay.
Now you guys are both in the middle. Directly in the center of this cave
Let me help
is
you pick those up.
a large depiction of the moon. Yuri, for you, this is the first time seeing it. It is a moon that is unfragmented. A whole moon.
Full moon.
I think Yuri would actually shake a little bit, like actually maybe crouch to his knees in awe.
It's hard to make out the rest of it in this darkness. You can't really see, because again, this covers the entire length, like height of the back wall, so you can only see the very base of this depiction. But you can see people that are currently gazing up toward this moon in confusion and terror. And are they having lanterns or lights on them they want to use?
I got something better.
Oh, that works.
Let me make sure
Whatever
I
you
do the
got.
right one. I pull out a white flare,
Oh!
Oh my god.
which has a 25 steps of light radius.
You light the flare. You look up to get the rest of the picture in. In the shadow of the whole moon in this picture is a second moon. The people gazing up at it in confusion and terror. And as you begin to go back, Yuri, to what you read further, as I will now paste it in chat, looking back at the ones you'd previously seen, there is no second moon in the very next image. It is just one singular moon, now fractured, an eclipse blocking the sunlight.
I'm stuck on this middle picture for a while.
Two moons.
Enough time for you guys to probably get your side of the story fully done, but I'm stuck in the middle.
Can I make a roll on two moons?
In what way?
Or heard any passing stories I could remember from the bazaar of two moons?
There aren't two moons anymore. There's only one moon.
But stories? I don't know,
None.
just if I...
There are none.
Nobody knows the two moons. What could it mean? Must be an analogy.
Well, the entire story is now in your notes chat.
Oh.
And I'll go through it all chronologically as you all gained the full story. The right wall depicts people living around a pyramid. Communities of buildings and tents surrounding it, very akin to a city. The sun shines down on crops from above. People bow and worship the sun. The pyramid catching the sunlight and blooming like a flower. The night comes, the moon whole overhead. But again, it is an unfragmented whole moon. Everyone sleeps peacefully. The pyramid now glows like a beacon in the darkness, bathing all in a warmth despite the lack of sunlight. People from outside the pyramid and the city bring goods of lumber, pelts, and gemstones. The people of the pyramid speak with them openly and welcome them into their city. A second moon is in the shadow of the whole moon. The people of the land gaze toward it in confusion and terror. Tides rise and a split forms in the land where the pyramid rests. The pyramid sinks into the ground, half of the population of the city with it, while others flee. The sun is blanketed in darkness, an eclipse of the now fractured moon blocking out the light. The second moon is gone, only one remains. People cower in the recently formed split in the land, rushing toward a cave to escape the freezing ground around them, escaping the fate of those who freeze where they stood. Hundreds of people enter a cave, frantically searching for somewhere to escape the frost that encroaches upon the entrance. The world outside is nothing but darkness. And that last depiction ends right around where this cubbyhole is. Which is, of course, on the far left side of the cave. And as you, to this point, all of you, of course, would be aware that near this, like, this entire cavern is cold, but this cubby is where it is at its coldest. It is the deepest part of this cave, it seems.
The cubby is where the middle depiction with the two
Nope,
moons
far
is?
left. That's on the far left.
What's in the cubby?
It's just a small little, like 3 foot tall space, a little crawl or crouch space that you can sit in.
Hmm.
If you want to,
Just have your little existential crisis.
are you gonna sit?
I sit in the cubby,
Yeah.
cross my legs,
Roll me intelligence or
hold my
wisdom.
stone.
Ah, and do what? What should you do with your stone?
First, I just hold it in my palms, just looking at it, and then I'll look at it. I'll take a gander at my stone, seek reflection, examine it.
I don't ask this often, but what is the reaction of individuals to seeing this story written out before you?
Can I ask a maybe dumb question before I give you my reaction?
Sure.
So we as people who live in this world, the sun exists, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But in the cave drawing, it doesn't seem like there's a sun.
No,
Is that
the sun is there.
the sun is there? It's just talking about the moon. Okay.
It goes from being a sun worshipping focused story to being something involving the moon and this fracturing and this literal fracturing of both the moon and the land and the civilization.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, we
Got it.
found out the temple we were at was the sun from confirmed, but I don't know. I think there was evidence to show that they were sun worshipping.
Okay.
So the sign of the temple might be that as well.
Okay. Cool. I think I am just stuck on this picture of this now fractured moon and it eclipsing the sun. I think I'm just staring at it, trying to wrap my head around what this is trying to tell us.
Okay. And Yuri, I know you said you were stuck on the same center depiction. What is Yuri's general, reaction or body language or emotion or anything in response to now getting this full story, though reversed, at this point in time?
I think I'm really shocked because it feels like what I thought I was searching for was not what actually exists before me at all. I don't know what I think the moon is at this point.
And then, Jaleel, you are glancing at your stone. Roll me either wisdom or intelligence, Jaleel, please. Since you already rolled it. Dark.
Oh, sorry. Some intelligence.
Okay.
I guess yeah. I'm trying to reflect and integrate, like, this information just from what we've from Diva and the seeing the temple itself. Probably pretty true, I would imagine, like a recounting. I mean, it is a story. So I'm trying to like integrate this in these images in my world model and just try and understand, just making sense.
It is.
I guess yeah, it just Jill's, I guess, not confused, but I guess he'd be bewildered a little bit with further confirmation of this like new story that we've been getting little bites of. What would I be thinking about though?
I guess general body language then, rather than what you'd be thinking. What is the general body language and appearance of Jaleel in this reflective state?
I guess he's sitting with his legs crossed, his shoulders probably like turned in a little bit. His eyes are probably he'd probably have his eyes closed, holding that stone, just kind of fidgeting with it. I don't know, not perplexed, but just like contemplative, I guess. Trying to make sense of all this information. There being another celestial body is like probably the biggest thing. Okay, where is this? What is this thing? Did it hit the moon? Where did it come from? Yeah, worry, like slight biting in the back of the mind, like could this thing come back? What, like, just with everything else too, like what, there's clearly something going on with the sun worship, and did that bring this body around, the celestial body? Trying to make sense. Jalil's more of like a rational, like straightforward thinking guy, so he's like trying to make sense of why would this worship invoke, I don't know, the fracturing of the moon, which hasn't, to my knowledge, out of game, like isn't covered in the history, or even from what you're saying, like stories and tales, other than the nomadic Mosans. Seems like a pretty big part of history to not be like well known about. That's confusing. Yeah, I guess contemplative is his state.
I did put in the notes section, but it is important to note that earlier on, when I did the first entry of this game's world synopsis for the session 1, the moon has always been fractured as long as any can remember it, so it's... I won't describe for what you're feeling, I won't impose a feeling upon you, however, this knowledge that it was not always this way, despite anyone and everyone seemingly only recalling it as such, is a very perplexing piece to a puzzle that you've not yet even begun to unbox yet. You've heard things from a plethora of sources, and while you're in this deep, focused state of thinking, when you eventually do open your eyes, you spot something sketched or etched into the wall directly ahead of you in this cubby. Like, hidden behind some mud and soot, there's something like sketched or etched in there that you barely catch a glimpse of. Just concealed. Another little drawing, possibly, hidden behind mud.
I have a brush. My archaeology tools. I brush it away. Brush the dirt away. Probably fidgeted with my hands too.
As you are stuck in this, your thoughts, Yuri, and you and yours, Cosme, you begin to hear Jaleel shuffle in his bag before pulling out some small tools and brushing away mud and dust from something on this small cubby wall that he was once resting in for the past few minutes. Simply getting found something concealed. or maybe just going insane finally.
I think I'll tear myself away from the moon picture and I'll walk over and I'll crouch down like outside the cubby to see and just say, what do you see?
What are you, Yuri? Are you joining as well, or are you still gazing up at this current depiction?
I'm at a loss. The moon not being fractured, a second moon existing.
I
It's
require
Third
truly-
moon.
It's truly everything to me.
need you to roll me, or I'd like you to roll me a wisdom. I need to reword how I word this thing. I'd like you to roll me an intelligence sanity check. I don't need you to roll me. I'd like you to roll me an intelligence sanity check.
What if I don't roll it?
You can choose to fail. That is your choice, of course. That is your prerogative. Would you like to do that?
Do I have a precognition feeling as to what failure would result in?
Trust in the madness. The sanity you hold dear is not your own.
If the tendrils of the celestial bodies tug at my brain, I let them.
Alright, mark off one failure. And as you look at this depiction, you heard something from Vincent in that pyramid when he was essentially preaching to you all for a brief moment. Beyond saying to trust in the madness and these words he spoke to you in a different language, he said there was a point in time where we did not look to the false sister for guidance, and you thought that were just words. There's a belief from your studies of theology and general cultural practices and religion in Gaspillage. Where did I go? I lost it. There it is. Sorry, I was trying to find it. I don't know where it went there. Was it Gaspillage? There it is, yes. Called The Follower of the Sisters, which depicts the moon and the sun as sisters. A very well-known belief. Not a popular one. The most popular one, of course, being the Children of the Sky Mother, which is the moon as the Almighty Protector. But the Followers of the Sisters is a very specific, although niche, religion or belief system. And he definitely said false sister when he spoke that.
I see. I'm disturbed to 3 now.
The fracturing of the moon, whatever it may be, that second moon, whatever it may be, might pertain to this false sister he was referencing. And you get this clarity only in allowing those words to really sink into your mind and just settle there.
Snow moon.
Oh no, you're not disturbed 3, Yuri. You're unstable at 0.
That puts me into unstable. Oh no.
That's what a great way to go unstable is getting this sort of like understanding. What a time to go unstable, like holy shit. But
Literally
as
a darkish dungeon prompt.
But as you kind of come back from this deeper thought, you would hear Cosmina and Jaleel are speaking over something in the cubbyhole. Jaleel, you uncover a small symbol etched into this small cubby hole. Visible enough where if you had walked in and had not been covered, you would have seen it easily. But it was hidden there. It is a mark that bears similarities once again to ancient Kotuken and Motorsmall from both Caspian and Eremos. That is a symbol for home in this ancient tongue. The same tongue you'd seen within the pyramid. Not the same writing, but the same language. And it would translate to home, just here etched into this small cubby. And you would, well, actually I'm not sure what you would know. Roll me, this is a historical check here. You're welcome to roll me intelligence if you wish to decipher what this means. And I'm only allowing this because you are a Mosin, and so I'm giving you this. If you have anything involving history that you'd like to add to this, I'm not sure what I don't know your exact sheet, but
I can. Ooh. I can add a D10 to history, item, or place's creation or discovery.
go ahead and roll me intelligence and add D10 to that.
And if it is any type of map or directions, I can add another D10 to recognize terrain and landmarks. But I don't know what it is yet.
Oh! This language might be a bit too old even for you. Again, you've just only begun to understand this language from your time in the pyramid and other pieces you've seen in the memory vault and from the writings you've seen. If it's a literal or metaphorical translation or just someone's last wishes written down here that this is their home before they were to die, it is unclear to you currently.
I'm still holding my... If I'm still sitting there holding my stone, I'll count me sitting there as inspecting my stone.
You want to try and use it for your reroll?
Yeah.
Go ahead, roll it again. Add the
Oh, I
D10.
didn't do the 10s, yeah. Oh.
You technically have your whirlpool again, because it would have been 9 days.
A different
or so.
day?
It would have
Okay.
been far past a different day, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's 43. I mean, you only need the first one, unless you want to get a higher pass on this check. Because again, the higher the pass you pass, the more information you get.
Boom.
So a 65 would give you. Make sure I get this right. I believe it gives you 2 pieces of information, if I recall correctly. 65.
If I recognize it as a mapper.
So you get you can decipher what this might, what this is a literal or metaphorical translation, as well as one other thing of information that you like to glean from the analysis of this item here. So first, I will tell you before you can choose. For the next thing you choose, I will tell you this. From what you gather of the old language, the old language you've been deciphering is a very literal language. They don't use very many metaphors. It might be more poetic or, it might be a more beautiful language to read or to write or to speak, or might have been that because of how they arrayed their sentence structure, but it is still always very literal sentence structure. So when they have home written here in this cubby, it is meant literally that home is found here. For those people of that culture, home is found here. And you get one other thing to decipher with that roll that you'd like to analyze it.
It's just the one symbol.
Just the one symbol, but you can ask me one other thing as it pertains to this check.
Does the structure of the symbol remind me of anything in and of itself? Like, the symbol's not written out of. It's not written out of letters, is it?
No.
Like, it's not in language. It's just a.
It's just a symbol.
I guess I'd try and understand what the symbol might be depicting outside of the literal meaning, where it might have been derived from.
From what you can decipher this language from recalling your exploration thus far, if it's saying home is found here, perhaps it is a marker for an entrance, like a door to a home.
And put the stone on the, try and press it and push the stuff. Put the stone on the symbol.
No, it's just carved into the stone. There's not actually like a thing. You push it against it.
Okay.
It is just smooth stone carved in there. But from just understanding, this might be like how they had their symbols written into like the next to door frames within the pyramid. It's kind of like that, where it is an insignia you'd put next to a door, marking something as an entrance.
I try and push back on the back of the cubby.
Roll me strength, please.
Feel around.
Begin to push. Some dust and dirt moves as the stone kind of cracks a bit on the back wall. It is not a back wall in this cubby. There is a heavy stone, pressed into this small cubby's backside to block off further entrance into what looks to be a crawl space, and cold air does seep out from this small crack you've been able to make, but you cannot push it all the way yourself.
Hold it.
Can I help?
That could have been a clue.
Yuri,
Yeah.
you would hear Jaleel push against something in the back room, and you hear the faint cracking of stone as something is pushed and almost dislodged free in that small cubby he's in.
I would call out to Diva. Diva, there's something you might want to see in here.
He comes walking in at a brisk pace.
So what are you guys doing now?
Just done with us.
What do you manage to find here? What are you looking at?
There is a door. Here. There passage.
Looks over.
Continued. Yeah.
I do not want any part in disturbing this stuff. If you need help, he looks to Yuri. If you need more hands, he can help you, but I do not want to get involved in this kind of thing, personally, if I can help it. I am sorry.
No problem.
But I will stand here and I will watch, and I'll make sure if any of you get injured, I assist, but I will not disturb the past.
Man of his word.
I would like.
Continued.
Respect it.
I'm talking to Eva with this.
Yeah.
Do you know? What do you know about the other moon?
He will look at the large depiction. Word of mouth spreads in the Mosan culture between generations. The only thing I know is that it is not our moon. I don't know what it meant by that, but that is what I have been told.
Did this other moon, did it harm our moon? Is the moon outside fractured because of this moon?
I don't know. By the time I was told these stories, they were already so far passed down that all we know is that this is not the right moon. I'm not sure if I tried to translate to you when I say it is not our moon, but I was just told it is not a right moon. It is a moon that is improper. That it was not like this. It should not be like this.
I see.
But I think your friends need help moving a rock or something in the cubby.
Such a dismissive way to say that. A rock or something. Go help them out. Leave me alone.
He looks back up at the large depiction in the cave and kind of like rubs the back of his neck for a second, and then like takes a few steps back away from it.
I err a bit of caution with his body language, but I've already done more than he'd ever want me to do, so there's no point in stopping at this point.
He said he tries to stop, prevent people from learning about it. He said if you already learned about it, he can't stop you at that point. You've already learned about it. I mean, he just rubs the back of his neck, discomforted by the depiction of the two moons there, and then just takes a few steps back and looks away from it and watches over the lot of you. I need all of you who are helping to push this rock to roll me a strength check.
Okay. Do I have anything that I have to do to, like, because I'm fucked up?
No,
Like,
I mean,
do I roll with life or something?
you do not, but please do mark off 15 stamina, all of you. If you need your
Where
whirlpool, now is time for
Are
your
you
whirlpool.
W?
If you need your whirlpool, now would be the time. This is a heavy stone. Drew is, again, here as well, but we'll say Drew has like acute heat stroke and is kind of resting in the shade of this cave right now.
Um,
You need to go. Oh, you already rolled yours, Jill? The 67 is yours? Oh, no, I need a new one. Jill,
Yeah.
that's your old
That's
one. I need a new strength check. That's
For
not.
strength. Oh,
Yeah, new strength check, because everyone's helping you push now.
we push together.
If anyone wants to use their whirlpool, now is the time as well. Let's see here, because I have a number that you guys need to
Robert.
beat. No. His S is not gonna help.
Robert, save me!
He puts his leg, he like does the leg push. He's got his
Okay.
legs on the door and back against the wall.
Sorry. Don't mind me. Is this enough to break through?
Can I use my chisel to get some leverage in the crack?
I will say you can. It is almost there. It would require like one more good push. You guys need to push further the stone back out of the way. For reference, I rolled 3D 100 to set like an overall strength threshold to fully move the rock. You guys currently only have. Well, you're almost there. I will tell you the number you have to get away. I'm subtracting your numbers from that threshold as you push it further. So it would need like one more good push to finish getting this rock out of the way. And I'll say if using the chisel, whoever wants to roll this last strength check can add a d10 to it. And then
I don't
mark
have
off.
crazy strength.
I don't think any of you guys do,
I
actually.
have a +0 straight.
I think Drew would be the strongest one
Okay.
here, but he's not here right now.
I'll roll it.
Oh!
Oh my god.
I mean, add a d10.
Never
Add a
mind.
d10. It helps break down the threshold. It will cost you...
And my... Wow.
It will cost you 10 more stamina, because it's almost gone, so it's getting easier to push it, but it will cost you...
It would cost the stamina.
What's your stamina at right now?
90 from the rests.
Oh no, but you lost 15 from the first bit of pushing you did with the whole group. So you're down 25 from the 90.
Ooh. That's 20. 25. Is that enough even? That's a pretty low roll.
What do you have for your stamina? I'm saying it'll depend on your
65
roll.
now.
65. Okay, you're good. You just have half movement speed right now. That is enough. With that last push, the rock is dislodged and pushed out of the way. You all watch as the two of you mark off with this last one. Mark off 5 more stamina because this was the last push to make through. With some effort, the heavy stone cracks free of its long held position and tumbles backward, thudding heavily against the floor that drops out of sight. Immediately, cool air begins to blow out onto you all from inside this place. It is very dark in there, and by this time, of course, Yuri's flare would have burned out. I believe, right? The white flare only has... Is it an
It
hour?
has 1 hour left.
Oh, never mind.
Is it 1 or 2 hours less?
I'm not finding it right now, I got you.
It's in
But-
inventory. I have all the descriptions right there.
Oh, they're in there? Okay, cool. I was going to go to my
Yeah, of
equipment
course. I
section.
have to know how they work without referencing the guidebook every single
Oh,
time.
makes sense, makes sense.
I'm not a Boy Scout.
I kind of look, said ass.
Silence.
Oh, I see. Okay. That one is 20 steps. It's decreased by... It is 2 hours.
Oh.
So you have 1 hour. It is 1 hour of light. Never mind. In that case, you're still good. I was wrong. We haven't been here for an hour yet. Maybe like half an hour. You've got like 30 minutes left of torchlight. Or of flare light. Who wants to enter first?
Not me.
I'll go first.
I'll go. Oh,
Oh, Cosmina goes in first. After pushing the rock out of the way, Jill, and rolling back to get your breath for a second, Cosmina immediately begins to kind of climb in there.
Stiff arm.
This is made for me.
Crawling
Just shove you out
inside,
of the way.
Cosmina, you find this cubby, whatever's beyond. You find this cubby, whatever's beyond this cubby, to be the source of this chill you found in this cave. You move on hands and knees a few feet before you drop down about 1 foot onto a solid, cool stone ground. It is beyond dark in here. Not an ounce of light breaks through from the cubby. This chamber is entirely isolated. And from the sounds of your echoing footfalls and breathings, exceptionally large. Who's up next? Because you currently can't see a damn thing right now. It's just dark. So who's up next?
Like,
I need Jaleel to go in first.
Yeah, I'll jaunt in behind. I might grab like a branch or stick or something that looks like it's been dead a while and try and light that on fire, just to have some light source.
Okay. Jaleel, you begin to enter. Are you following Jaleel?
Yeah.
As you enter there, the faint burning stick gives you like a foot of light at most. But it is better than nothing. And then the flare enters. This bright white... Yeah.
I'll get this thing.
What you
I
find
see his head.
in this chamber as the shut up. What do you find in this chamber as both the small stick of light and the flare begin to illuminate? You're able to fully take in the
As
sight.
soon as the flare enters, I drop the stick on the ground and I just snuff it out with my foot.
Oh, in that case, what you can take in the chamber with the flare is a sight of unimaginable grief. Not one that directly relates to you, but one that draws empathy from a place you did not know existed within you. You see, huddled together against walls and on the floors, are people. Dozens of them. People preserved in the cold. People. Some wear jewelry, some wear rags, some have injuries or lay beneath thin cloth and rags. All of them rest beside 2 or more others, long gone. Their skin is so dried and pale, it's not hard to imagine what kind of death took them. And this is only within the first couple of feet. This cavern is massive. You can't even begin to see the walls beyond the one you came in from. One thing, however, remains consistent. The men, the women, the elderly, all are huddled in tight bundles around the bodies of children and infants. Regardless of where you turn, if you find the body of a child, it's almost always accompanied by one of or more adults as well, clinging tightly to one another. People clinging to life and future. Here, in the cold and quiet dark you read about in the pyramid, rest generations of people. Roll me intelligence, all of you please. Not for Sandy, but just overall.
I think I'd retcon putting out the burnt stick. I would be probably shocked to do that. I'm still holding the burning stick, if you allow it.
Absolutely. I need one check from you as well, Yuri.
Check from me. What check?
Intelligence check, please.
No, not the cope check.
Only Jalil and Yuri can analyze this. Some people here are wearing pelts from animals like bears, wolves, and deer. Animals that don't exist at all in Erebos. Some have bundles of lumber with them, or gemstones. Pine, lumber, and gems not found here, but only found in the Gassian North. You gain a bit further insight, Jalil, that some of the clothing they wear is similar to what you found in some of the Gassian museums, clothing worn by some of the first Gassian nomads that came down from the northern region south to begin making the cities. Both of you also discover that some are wearing thinner, baggier clothing indicative of native Mosins. Some with the symbol of the sun that you saw in the pyramid on their clothing or on jewelry. Similar to the same ones you saw in those other older outfits that some of the Mosin tribes from the past wore, Jalil. Regardless of what they are wearing or where you assume they hailed from, everyone here is huddled together for what you assume to have been warmth in their final moments.
Yuri would drop the flare and leave. Like, not calmly.
The flare hits the ground behind you two, or behind you two rather. Drew, at this point, entered the cave with you, and you see the same sight, Drew. And as soon as you enter the cave, Drew, with these dozens, probably hundreds of people that may be this entire interior huddled together for warmth, Yuri drops the flare, and it hits the ground, snapping both you, Kazmina, and you, Jalil, back into focus as he begins to immediately make his way out of this cabin.
I don't think we need the expert to say these people did not deserve this passing. I kind of lower my head a couple seconds. I pick up the flare and can I see the end of the... I think I just walk through, paying respects and just kind of observing, taking note of what you talked about, the clothing and people.
Both you and Yuri, with this knowledge, would recall one of the drawings in the main chamber of outsiders coming into this city, bringing with them goods of lumber, pelts, and gemstones. Gassian lumber, pelt, and gemstones. Roll me one more intelligence check. You realize you're wandering through this chamber. The site does not change. It is still just people from all walks of life together. Your mind is too clouded to think of potentially more information regarding this. Kazmina and Drew, what are the two of you doing in this moment as you take in this sight before you?
think that my eyes are just wide, trying to like take it all in and understand, and like every time that I settle on like a family with a kid, or I see another one of these like children that are huddled with presumably parents or like older siblings, I just kind of like immediately try to look and find something else, and I think I'm just kind of like shocked into silence of just seeing like dozens of just dead humans huddled together in this space.
What about you, Drew? What are you currently doing?
I think after Drew, like, after he's looked and just observed everything, seen all the dead bodies and all the different groups of people, honestly, probably just looking down and trying to, like, reconcile with it all and just come to terms with what is in front of him.
Since you weren't here, I will also recap to you the brief story on the walls you saw as you begin to piece this moment together in your mind, Drew. Your thoughts do go back to the cave depictions of the main chamber of a sun-worshipping civilization. They lived what you can assume to be normal lives of an ancient city beneath the pyramid surrounding it, or using it as a beacon or a light source. But as time went on in this story, you watched as, firstly, the moon in these cave depictions was whole and unfragmented, as opposed to what it is and what it's always been, to your knowledge, a fractured moon. But despite this, people still live normal lives until, well, before that point, in the depictions you all saw outsiders from this pyramid city bringing lumber and pelts and gemstones, ones that you can see amongst some of the people in this cave now. Them trading and speaking with the others of the city, until eventually a second moon showed itself in the depictions, and people were horrified by it. Tides began to rise, a split formed in the land, and the pyramid sank, and not long after it, the sun was covered by the moon, and the world began to freeze over around the people. People were literally freezing where they stood, it looked like, in some of the cave depictions. And you watch as others cowered and ran into this split in the land to escape the freezing, until eventually they arrived in a cave, looking for a way to escape the frost. You can assume this chamber you're in now is what they'd hoped to be that escape from the frost and the darkness. And there was no respite, from which you can gather.
Gotcha. Okay.
Cosmina, roll me intelligence, please. Because you were a learned person. Drew, actually, also roll me intelligence, please. Because this would pertain to parts of your region, because you are from northern Gaspillage. 65, 8. Is Drew a man that is interested in history at all?
You said that was interested in history at all?
Yeah. Was he like a history buff?
To an extent, like, but it was mainly like architecture.
Okay.
Yeah.
You weren't too much into the anthropology of the past. You know there's something about this attire that should spark something in your memory, but that might have been one of those lessons you just chose to not really divert as much attention to as the other ones, so the thought does escape you. As you're trying to find a way to clear your mind, Cosmina, you have almost a piece of clarity from both the depictions of the cave and what you're seeing here now, of somehow people from Gaspillage and Eremos having commingled long before it was ever recorded, is that exact fact. If this pyramid is potentially before the already 700-year-old Mosin calendar that is known, that means that hundreds of years, possibly before the first recording of Mosen's and Pifim Gaspiage meeting, they were already together. In a time when sailing across the ocean probably would not have been a probable source of travel. These people had met one another. The only way they could have met is to cross the ocean somehow. But from what you saw of their technology and their civilizations and cultures, doing as such, even now, requires things that came about hundreds of years into these calendars already. The first person to cross the ocean in the Mosin calendar to meet people of Gaspiage came 61 years into the lunar calendar of Gaspiage, 300 years into the Mosin calendar. It took another 400 years, or another 100 years for both sides to establish actual oceanic trade routes. But somehow, there are people from Gaspiage here, in Eremos, in this split, having known the people of that pyramid civilization. And that thought just sticks in your mind, however long you wish it to.
I think with that, kind of crawls out of the cave, and gets out of the cubbyhole and goes. I think she goes to talk to Diva.
Okay. Also, same thing for you. Oh, you weren't here, Drew. You are currently being escorted by a Mosin nomad named Diva Arashi. Jose. He found you guys soon after you were. Well, right, you missed the recap. Your group was dropped below the pyramid into a basin of water and pulled through this naturally formed irrigation or water tunnel network until you were thrown out into the split into the river there, where you guys crawled to shore and recovered. And the next morning you were found by a nomad, or you were found by a nomad who awaited you all to wake up the next morning and offered to escort you guys back to Petrita because you'd die otherwise. And he said after you discovered you guys went to the pyramid, he said he would take you to one other place that might offer you more clarity. And so this man named Diva Arashi has been escorting you guys down the split so far. So that is the other person. There is one other person with your group that you might not have known about.
I understood.
Okay. But as you return back to your group to your left, you're passing through it. I mean, actually, you would probably get back there a bit after Cosmina has left. It's about 10 minutes after Cosmina has departed this cavern. You'd run into Drew, who is still kind of deep in thought at the entrance as you return back to the cubbyhole. Julio, both of you guys are on the opposite side. At this point in time, the flare is burning low. Julio?
Oh.
It's just you and Drew within the cubbyhole right now. The rest of them have already... When you return back from your walk around the cavern, Yuri... Well, Yuri left earlier on, but Cosmin is now also out of this chamber.
If we're all leaving, I'd like to try and roll that stone back into place. Is it a circular stone?
It has to have been done from the inside. You can't put it back from the outside. You can try, but someone will need to be inside to push that stone back into place.
Can I roll it to the side and prop something underneath of it that keeps it from falling into place, and then from outside remove the wedge so that it's somewhat blocked?
I mean, you can ask Drew to help with that as well. He does know.
Oh yeah.
This would be something up his forte, to make a simple wooden contraption, I believe, right, Drew?
Yeah, I could. I mean, I guess if it floats your boat, we can.
Roll me either intelligence or...
We don't want to be in this room anymore.
I'll say intelligence or dexterity, Drew, your choice. Or wisdom. I'll let that. Intelligence, wisdom, or dexterity, Drew, your choice for this contraption. Damn!
Damn.
Given about, half an hour of time tops, Drew managed to find enough resources around the cubby hole, like the outside the cave and within the chamber, to piece together basically like a you know how they put like boxes above cheese to catch to catch animals. It's essentially that, but it's enough to hold up this stone until you pull a string that'll allow it to slam down. It won't be as sealed and secured as it was before, but it'll be enough to fully block off the entrance again. And as you all crawl through the cubby hole, Drew, you kind of, however you activate the mechanism of this, whether it be pulling a string or snapping a twig, you snap it free, and efficiently and flawlessly, the stone slams perfectly back down in front of the opening. Not as sealed tightly, but it is perfectly covering the hole once more. And you've resealed the chamber with the old people sealed within it. Diva stands out in the chamber, currently speaking with Cosmina. Cosmina, what do you speak to Diva about?
I think she goes up to him and she goes, "You know that you don't want to talk about what is in that cavern, and I respect it, but did you know that the people of Gaspillage and Eremos were traded before we knew about it?"
Let me have him roll, actually, see if he did know. Now here the rolls come in.
It got so dark in my apartment. It's fine.
He will look to you and say, just think for a moment. There were certain items that I never questioned where they came from, that people from my group had things that I could not explain, from materials I could not explain, but I did not know where they came from. But if you say this, it makes sense as to, I guess, the source of these items. But I never thought about it. This is only when I was young that I saw these things, and I just paid them no mind.
Were there any stories of people coming on boats or crossing the ocean?
The only story I ever heard was of Lutalika. The what is the word you call them in your language? The think for a second. Lutalika, the Wanderer is the name it translates to, I think, in your language. In Explorer, the only thing I know of is that person. They were people I know. People from my group had spoken of seeing this person roaming out in the dark alone. And that is why they gave him the name the Wanderer. They traveled looking for something, and then one day they crossed the ocean and was not seen again. But this was not trade, this is just a one person.
I think with that, she just kind of nods and goes, "Thank you. There's a lot that I'm starting to come to terms with. And this has been helpful. Thank you." And then is there like a place that you can just like sit down?
Yeah, I mean, you can sit down outside the cave or inside the cave. Speaking of, where did Yuri go after exiting?
I'm all the way out the cave. I've been all the way out the cave.
Okay, I was wondering. Because when you came out, you had not seen Yuri in the cave anymore. You can assume where he went probably, because he did leave in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
But there's plenty. You can sit somewhere. I mean, there's not actually like furniture in here, but there's. You can sit in here on the floor. There were rocks that you could sit on outside.
Yeah, I think I'll just sit on a rock. And just kind of wait for Drew and Jaleel to come out.
Okay. Eventually, you hear like a loud woof, lumping sound of something heavy being dropped. And I'm guessing, Drew and Jaleel, do you all stay in the cave or do you exit as well? As you guys finish constructing this contraption and setting up that cavern again, you see that Kazmina and Yuri are not inside the cave anymore.
Yeah. I'd start heading out.
Okay. You as well, Drew, you heading out too? Or are you going to talk to Diva at all? I'd be gone right now. Oh, yeah, he's gone right now. So
I'd say to Diva, just thank you for your patience and willingness to share with us.
I don't know what's in there, but he looks back at the cave. It seems your friends are perturbed by it.
If you wish to know, I will happily share.
I don't know. I know there's a saying that ignorance is bliss, and does not apply to everything, but in this time like this, I think it does for me. I think that I want to know about this. I want to live my life.
You will be happy.
I want to live my life seeing my homeland from top to bottom. And I want to pass on knowing I have seen all that I can see without plaguing my mind with things I wish I did not know.
Drew has assisted me at least in closing the doorway we found.
But not his head.
Others that not as well.
Not many know of this place because no one comes down in the split this far, at least north. This isn't a place that no one traverses but other nomads. I know you are going to continue seeking whatever you are seeking, but I hope at the end of your journey you find a way to leave this life with a mind unburdened, to die freely without pain of your mind or body. That's all I wish for you. Pat you on the shoulder and follow Drew out of the cave as you guys are walking out.
Wise words.
What do you know? Maybe I'm getting old. You exit the cave and begin to continue to retreat behind. Oh, actually, firstly, are you taking a breather here to gather yourselves, or are you immediately heading back down, continue on the journey? It is up to you whenever you tell D-Ray to leave is when he will continue taking you before I just make you guys walk away. As you all have now officially exited the cave and are now sitting down outside, Diva is waiting patiently off to the side against the side of the canyon wall.
He might take a short, like very short, just sit down until everybody's stirred.
Okay.
Just Jalil's. Yeah.
Kazmina then?
I think I'm ready.
Right. I guess Yuri. What are you currently doing out here? What were you doing out here?
staring directly into the sun.
It's daytime, right?
It is. You guys got here like early afternoon. It's guess about like 3 p.m., 4 p.m. Again, you don't know the exact time, but it's not evening and it's not morning anymore. But it is daytime. Sometime in the mid afternoon.
Is it the right season and right place on the planet that we get that midday moon where you can see it brightly in the distance even though it's a blue sky?
Let me check. Over here, I need to just verify the season. I actually haven't written down the date in a long time in this game because you guys have been off the grid for a bit. Check my notes. Oh. Well, this was the old date, I believe. Oh man, see now I lost track of my date. I fucked up. Either way, I know what season it is right now. Let me just check. I know what season it is now. It is sunfall here in Eremos, which makes it, I believe, summer. So you would get. I don't think you. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to find it real fast. Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry. It's hot. It is currently sunfall in Eremos, so it is summer. So I'd say, even with that, the moon is still there. Not like that. You know. It's not like a fall moonlight in the sun in the daytime where you can see it clearly, but it is like a faint outline you can see, almost like just beside the sun, like an outline, like just to circle the edge of it. It is there.
Well then, Yuri found himself a decent spot to sit, and he, with a downcast brow, stares on toward the moon. That's how you would have found him.
That's what you would have seen, Cosmina, Drew, and Julio as you came outside to find Yuri. Your downcast expression looking up in the direction of this faint outline of the moon in the sky. But if there's no conversation to be had, after about 20 minutes or so of Diva giving you a chance to recover, he will ask, "Are you all ready to continue moving? We should get going before it gets too dark out. It'll be a lot hotter at that time."
Jalil stands up.
I will silently stand and move to the group.
Mina's
Man,
kind
we
of
went-
standing for them
Yeah.
to get ready, so once everyone's standing up, she'll move to join the rest of the group.
You will continue toward Patrida. The thoughts of the people in the cave lingering in the back of your mind. Perhaps not gnawing at all of you, but definitely there, regardless. But their past is not your present. That is one thing your mind tries to rationalize. Their past is a puzzle yet to be solved. One that Vincent and some of you are now working toward a solution. Be it for yourselves or for those who came before. Nine more days would pass before you reach the halfway point between where you started and Patrida. And as you guys continue on this journey with more information, building fatigue, unease, and an ever dwindling stable supply of resources, we will end our session there.
Damn.
Mm.